I saw Jimmy live twice, and I got to meet him both times. It was summer of '68, and I get word that he's going to be playing at Red Rocks Amphitheatre in Denver. And of course I said to my parents, please, 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 can I go? I was 15 years old. And my father said, you can go, but you have to get a job and earn the money for it, because you'll have to take the bus down there. You have to put yourself up in a hotel, because we're not going to drive you down all the way down to Red Rocks so you can see a concert. And so I said, yeah, sure, why not? I mean, I was glad that they, had that much trust. I let a 15-year-old go unaccompanied to Denver and stay overnight in a hotel. I went and got a job. They had to fill out a permission slip for me to get a job because of the child labor laws. I was 15. I got a job at the Owl Inn as a car hop. The Owl Inn was like this place straight out of American Graffiti. It was like not a drive-through, but a drive-in. You drive in, and they get the little speakers there like a drive-in movie. And I was a car hop. I'd bring you your food or your Coke or whatever it was, and that was the gig. It was 4 blocks from my house, and I just walked to work and worked there all summer. And then finally, September 1st, I got on the bus and went down to Denver. I get to Denver in plenty of time. Get into my hotel. There was a shuttle bus that goes to Red Rocks. Red Rocks is a little bit outside of Denver. And I got there early enough to get a decent seat. The show was completely sold out, 9,000 people. And it was awesome, and I loved it. They were opening acts, but who cares? I didn't, that's not why I was there. And I was just blown away by it. I just loved every second of it. I get back to my hotel room, and I'm looking out the window, and I was up, I don't know, several floors up above street level, but I look I'm across the street from the Cosmopolitan Hotel, and I look in front of the Cosmopolitan Hotel is Noel Redding and Mitch Mitchell, still wearing their stage clothes. Because real rock stars in those days, their street clothes were their stage clothes. So that's just how they dressed. But I thought, wow, that must be where they're staying. I had thought, in case there was an opportunity, I had brought both of my Hendrix albums, and I scooped them up, and I went over across the street, and I spoke to Noel and Mitch for a second, told them I enjoyed the show, and they were very pleasant. But then I just went right past them. I didn't even ask them to autograph the albums. I should have. I don't know what, Hendrix was the draw. And this is where I got bold, and I didn't think it would work. But I went into the Cosmopolitan, which was a nice upscale hotel, and I picked up the house phone, and I said, I'm 15 years old. I made my voice as low as it could be. Jimi Hendrix's room, please. And I was sure that the receptionist was going to say that we don't have anyone by that name. But no, he checked in under his own name. And she said, 1 moment, please. Phone rings, and yeah, hello. I recognized his voice. He answered. I said, oh my God. I'm downstairs. I was at the concert. I loved it. I was wondering, would you autograph my albums? And he said, oh yeah, man, that's cool. Yeah, just hang out for a while. We're gonna be coming downstairs in a minute, so just stay down there. So I said, what? The longest 10 minutes of my life ensued after that, because I'm standing in front of the elevators. There were 2 elevators, and they both had those arrow type indicators. This one's on 8, and this one's on 7, and then this one would open up, and it's just ordinary schmoes getting off. And then finally, after what seemed like forever, the doors open, and here comes Jimmy with a couple of good-looking groupies and guys, and there's a bunch of people. And he saw me, and he said, hey, man, and we shook hands, and I handed him the albums, and he wrote, stay cool, Jimi Hendrix. It was a ballpoint pen. It's a little faded now, and I've lost one of them, but I've got the other one. I'll show it to you. And then he completely blew my mind, because this was like the coolest thing in the world. I get to meet my hero. I get his autograph. And I'm 15, and when I was 15, I looked like the Pillsbury Doughboy. I looked like I needed to be put back in the oven. I wasn't done yet. I hadn't reached my full height, and I was pudgy and white kid from Cheyenne, Wyoming. And then Jimi Hendrix, rock god, does this after he signs my albums. He says, hey, man, when's it going to get something to eat? You want to come with us? Yeah. He invited me to tag along. They were going out for breakfast. It was, by this time, it's like 2 in the morning or something, The only place open was the diner in the bus station. So I tagged along after him. We all squeezed into a couple of booths in the diner, and it was like the old, it looked like something out of Twin Peaks, those old kind of diners with the red vinyl upholstered booths for mica and chrome and all that kind of stuff. And each table had a jukebox thing on it, not the actual jukebox, but you could select the records from it and put your money in. And I just sat there and I got really shy. I didn't say a word, and I just basked in the presence and just enjoyed the scene. And I was down to pocket change because I'd paid for the hotel, I'd paid for the bus, paid for everything. I only had about less than $1 left, so I just ordered toast. I didn't expect him to buy me breakfast or anything. And somebody put "Hey Joe" on the jukebox. He said, "Hey, oh man, don't play that shit." He didn't want to listen to himself while he was he was just being a person. It was so cool. I mean, he did not have to do that. I mean, but he was so gracious and so kind to let me tag along. I was blown away, and I saw him a year after that at the Denver Pop Festival. And I did the same thing, picked up the house phone, asked for his room, and this time he told me the room number and said, "Come on up." I had a poster for him to sign, was the excuse. And when he saw me, he said, "Oh yeah, hey man, how you doing?" He recognized me. I couldn't believe that. He was just stupefying. And then he played the Denver Pop Festival. That was the last time that the Jimi Hendrix Experience with Noel Redding performed, because Redding quit the group after that. And it was a wild day. The pop festival was cool, but it got ruined by yippies demanding free music, and they were beefing with the cops, and the cops were sending tear gas and whatnot. It was like the summer of love was over. It was '69, and it was bad vibes everywhere. But the concert was great, and Hendrix played great. And so, I've been fixated with this guy most of my life, and here it is. It's 55 years since he died. And I'm not the only one, because if you look at YouTube, you see all these guitar players that are, weeping and rending their garments trying to get his tone, not just to play like it, but to get his tone. And I know that this is not it. It's not there, I know that. But Jimi Hendrix, I love that guy. And that's about it. So I didn't mean to take up all your sweet time. I'll give it right back to you one of these days. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.